This is your XRP news desk. Your 5,000 XRP has 60 gatekeepers. Everyone holds a door your money walks through, not the SEC, not a judge. 100 senators, one counting rule on one door. Most holders screaming about a vote date have never seen the machine that sets it. I'll have it on your screen in the next few seconds. Cloture is the only procedure by which the Senate can vote to set an end date to a debate without also rejecting the bill, amendment, conference report, motion, or any other matter it has been debating. First, at least 16 senators sign a cloture motion, also called a cloture petition, that states we, the undersigned senators, in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, hereby move to bring to a close the debate upon the question in matter. Here is the Clarity Act. The Senate wrote itself one legal way to end a stall, and I'm reading you its own manual. Here is the door. Any measure in that chamber can be talked to death. That is the filibuster. The only cure is called cloture, and it starts with a paper carrying 16 signatures. 16 names start the clock. 60 votes open the door. Senate Majority Leader John Thune just filed the exact paper on the Clarity Act, and behind this door sits every step of the ladder. 500 XRP, 1,000, 5,000 XRP. The Clarity Act is standing at the door right now, and before the close of this video, you'll know the exact date it swings. Why 60 and not a simple 51? That answer is 100 years old, and I think it is the best news a patient holder has. If this room decides your bag's future, tap the subscribe so the next door that opens, you'll hear first. And this manual is not my homework. The Congressional Research Senate wrote it, dated in 2017, still the governing text for legislation. Give me 5 minutes, and you'll read every Senate headline for the next month without anybody's spin. Tap the like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this XRP news. Here's history time, because the wall used to be higher. Run the math this page hands you. Under the original 1917 rule, ending debate took 2/3 of the chamber. My count says the Clarity Act would be hunting 67 votes in that room. The 1975 rewrite is the whole ballgame for XRP's rulebook. The Clarity Act, 3/5, 60 flat, 7 fewer seats to win. The longest talkers in the century hold the room for roughly a day each. A signed petition beats a loud speech every time it has the count. The version going around says a recess ends the Clarity Act. The Senate's own pages says a recess just pauses a clock that would already wound. And underneath that 60 cuts both ways. That is your shield. The same wall that shows a friendly majority stops a hostile one from rewriting XRP's rulebook overnight. No future Senate quietly reverses it on a bare 51. Slow doors protect the people inside the room. Now the part that should excite you. What happens once 60 says yes? Because that machine does not just open a door, it locks the room behind it. And the Senate's own floor guide is next on your screen. Translate this page from the Senate into English. Once cloture is invoked, the stalling era is over. The chamber sits on one measure until it finishes, and the whole ending fits inside 30 capped hours. Nothing off topic gets through the door, germane business only, and amendment deadlines have already passed. No surprise riders smuggled in late. For an XRP holder, that is the difference between a maybe and a countdown. Before cloture, the opponents own the clock. After cloture, the clock owns them. The honest wrinkle, so nobody sells you a panic in September. This filing aims at the motion to proceed. The Senate's on-ramp and the manual says measures like this sometimes need the machine twice, once to start the debate and once to finish it. That is more clock, not a wall. The second turn runs the same public count with the names already on record, and the rule sets no limit on refilling. A failed count is a delay, never the end of the Clarity Act. And let me know in the comments, do you think we get 60 votes and pass the Clarity Act on September 15th? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to smash the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell while you're down there. Now stand back and look at what you own. And the proof this machine finishes is already stamped on the record. The actions page on your screen lists every door the bill has walked through so far, the House vote included. Each one is dated. One part is missing, the day it all lands, so run the machine yourself, because the rule you learn sets XRP's date. A cloture petition ripens on the second day the Senate sits in session, 1 hour after it convenes. The petition landed on August 8th during an all-night session at 4:52 in the morning. That timestamp is on the record. The Senate printed the calendar, then sends everybody home until September 11, the state work period. Count only the days that count. The September gavel's back in mid-September. Day 1, the next sitting, day 2, September 15th. 1 hour after convening, the Senate comes due and leadership has it on the books for 2:15 in the afternoon. The machine printed it in advance for anyone reading one ruling and the calendar. The vote date was never a rumor. It was the mechanism output. Next on your screen is the government's own tracker, and the machine's work is printed on it. 2 lines on this tracker matter more than every XRP headline this week. The House lane is already finished. The tracker prints, and the latest Senate action dated August 8th is the exact petition you know how to read. The same filing you just turned into XRP's September 15. So price the steps like a desk. Round numbers, no promises. Step 1 is September 15 at 2:15. 60 of the 100 of motion to proceed. And the roll call posts publicly the same day. Clear that. And step 2 is the lock room. 30 capped hours. Then the passage vote live. Clear that. Step 3 is the shortest lane in Washington. An unchanged text hands for the president's desk. A change one takes one more House vote. I'm not promising you a price. I'm showing you a sequence with a public scoreboard at every step. Watch the count on the 15th. Watch the 30 hours. Watch the tracker flip. Your XRP is no longer waiting on an opinion. It's waiting on a count with a date. Now put your bag on the belt. At a flat $1, 5,000 XRP is $5,000, a market still priced for legal limbo. And ending that limbo is the Clarity Act's entire job. Rich in this tribe was never one splashy number. It is holding XRP on the right side of the rules the day the rules land. Tomorrow, I go name hunting. I want the real whip count. Which senators are public yeses, and how close to 60 the Clarity Act truly sits. XRP holders waited years for a date this concrete, and the machine just handed you one. Everything here is public, countable, and pointed in your favor. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stack facts, not fear, and I'll see you in the next video.
It really is institutionalizing the entire industry of crypto. I think it should be no surprise that the Bitcoin ETF was the fastest ETF ever to get to $1 billion in assets. I think it passed 10 billion in assets faster than anyone as well. And today I think we'll eventually close in on the gold ETF, and that's in 1 minute.